Hello YouTubers. Alrighty, so I'm back again to give you guys the very first review of these shoes right here. The SoftStar Hawthorne Chukkas. So, these are SoftStar's boot offering that they came out with this year. That's 2016, I guess. So it was last year, 2015. I purchased these about 3 days ago as a factory second. So this is my initial review. Okie dokie, guys. So let's dive into this. First, we're going to give you a little bit of background, and then we're going to take a look at why I like these shoes and why I think they're going to last me for a while. Okay, so for a long amount of time, I've been wearing these very structured, non-minimalist boots. I really like them quite a bit, actually. You can see they're all leather and stuff like that. You know, these shoes look like they're actually going to last me quite a while, and they have lasted pretty well. I still had some tread left in them, so it wasn't like I was going to you know, really destroy these, but of course, these being Timberland, I can't really catch the logo. Oh well. You know, I have had problems with Timberlands and their soles delaminating, as you can see right here. Focus. I've already gotten some shoe goo I had to put on these puppies to make them work, because they started pulling apart there, but eventually they blew out. They just completely blew out, and I'm not re-gluing these. I'm fed up with these shoes that are pretending to have lugged soles that aren't. They're just glued down and they just rip apart. You know, lug soles are a reason why I purchased these, because you can fit the elastic crampons on these much better. They stay put. They work better with snowshoe bindings, things along those lines. That's why I went with something like this. I haven't really been able to find anything in a reasonable price range that has these lug soles and is what I was looking for, being a high, low, about 4 or 5 inch all leather boot. It's very hard to find. Danner makes something, but they're really about the only ones. So that's those. Those are my rugged outdoor boots. These right here, these cap toes, I actually bought at the exact same time as those Timberlands. I wear around town. They've got a pretty flexible sole, nothing special, but they've got a traditional dress shoe wedge heel, which makes them not so great for other things. I'll still wear them. They look pretty darn good, but just transitioning to these zero drop heels makes life so much better. You can see a little bit of stitching that's come apart in their lifetime. They're good. They're these right here, they're leather lined, so they actually breathe pretty darn well. They're barefoot inside of them, comfy. But again, I've got this hard heel that's just, you know, quite thick. No good. This summer, I bought these right here. I've been wearing them for quite a while. As you can see, they kind of look very well loved. Now that right there is that stitching you see is where I stabbed myself with a knife. Luckily, there were 3 layers of leather right there that prevented the knife from stabbing my foot. So as you can see, it's all discolored. It's looking great. These soles are getting pretty close to worn out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I might purchase just another sole and rip these off and glue a new one on. We'll see, because I really like these. And then we get to the Hawthorne Chukkas, which I've been drooling over for some time now. But they've kind of been out of my price range at $190. I got these as seconds, so I got them for $120 plus $5 expedited shipping. So that's pretty cool. All right, put these off to the side. Now the direct comparison. These SoftStar run-em-up dashes, they're the perforated type. If we look down in them, we can see there we go. They're leather. It's completely unlined, and there's not a whole lot of gluing going on. So it actually makes these breathe pretty darn well, even in the non-perforated areas. I bought these as summer shoes. They worked out great for that. These Hawthorne Chukkas are my winter shoes slash hopefully boots coming up for the future. So right in here in the toe box, they're completely unlined. All it is just this fairly substantial but thin and supple feeling piece of leather. The problem I've had with them is if you stick your toes in, you can poke your toes up and have them kind of lift separate from the sole. It requires far more flexing in my toes than I get with the soles of these. And that's purely due to the fact that the way that these stretched out and how they ended up working on my foot. But they're really nice. If I were to do them over again and make one change, I'd get the perforated side panel, and I'd actually have a piece of leather coming across the front right here, building the nose up a little bit, so giving a box toe. That would allow this to be just, it would look a little different. I think it would class it up a little bit. I get comments, these look like bowling shoes. I can't argue with that. And so it would class them up, and it would give them a slightly more substantial front edge, because the problem is a lot of dirt and rocks and stuff come in these perforations right at the edge, which kind of makes them fun in gravel and stuff like that. Here, the Hawthorne Chukkas, you can see they are not perforated. In fact, they actually have a fairly substantial and thick, and they feel that way, piece of leather. Although supple, unlike the other boots that I've shown you, these definitely feel like they are rugged. You know, their classiness kind of hides the fact that these look like actually fairly rugged boots. Here's the reason why I say that. I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can see this dimple forming right here on the inside of this boot. We're going to open this up entirely. You can see the tongue is unlined. It's a single piece of leather. But inside here, no, I can't even get to it. Inside here, right in the toe box, they actually have a secondary piece of leather, a shield for kicking, I guess, and making these more substantial. These boots right here should be fairly rugged. We can see right here double stitching where these two pieces of leather meet. No double stitching here, but it's not needed because this stitching right here is a reinforcement heel cap on the inside that works in that same respect. So we're going to have three pieces of leather right here in this heel cap. This is going to make this fairly substantial as well. These boots, they said order a size up. I would have to agree. These shoes, my feet swim a little bit in them. I don't like that. I might have actually gone a half size smaller, but these being 8s, I got these in 9s. They fit perfectly. They're a little tight and in the toe box, so it doesn't give a whole lot of wiggle room, but these are brand spanking new. as you can see, my toes literally come right up to the edge in this nice pair of thick socks. And I can't really move my toes. They're bound together. This being a nice piece of leather, they should stretch, so that shouldn't be a problem in the future. But it is something right at the present. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing for right now. That just means they're going to be much better fit for the future. You can see them on my feet now. With this sock, they look fairly handsome. With this fairly thick, I think they say it's 12 millimeter sole, we can see that it's going to be fairly protective of your feet. You don't get a whole lot of ground feel with them, but you do get a fair bit of protection. This makes these for some quality boots. There's a heel, a loop right at the heel to help you put them on and off. I will say these are substantially easier to get on and off than my SoftStar Run Amok Dashes over there. I don't think I would have been able to put them on and off one-handed. So here you go. Those are my initial views of the Hawthorne Chukkas. By the way, they also have a double layer here up on the collar to make them a little more substantial feeling, and also I believe to assist to help keep these holes where they're laced through from just straight pulling out. Mine, they're seconds. Again, I said this. But the stitching right here wasn't 100%. It kind of came off the edge of the leather. I've actually found this to be indicative of SoftStar's products. I found a couple other little minute problems with my dashes that were very similar. They work functionally, they look just as attractive as they do originally, but they get these little minute silly things like this. And, you know, I guess it just comes from them being handmade. The leather seems very, very high quality. This reinforced toe box will make for a very long-wearing shoe. So again, although these are fairly classy looking, they do appear to be, and definitely feel like they will be, very rugged on my feet. So a rugged classiness. Go figure. So I believe, interestingly enough, and this is why I pulled the other two boots out, these will fairly effectively be replacing the Timberlands and these designer cap toes that I have. Just because they both look pretty darn good with jeans. And I like them. I like them, I like them, I like them. Stay tuned for a review of these after I've gotten some good wear time in them. I don't think it's going to change. I think I'm only going to come to like them more. Unless this thing delaminates on me like my Timberland has, there's only up to go. Alrighty. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys soon.